thrift flip came out amazing. Like, when I tell you, you would never ever guess that these were some old jeans from the thrift store. They look so good, embellished, and they just look really expensive, and the fit is amazing. It just feels really good. They feel like a true pair of blinged out boyfriend jeans. They're very comfortable. You can wear them with flats, you can wear them with heels, style them however you want. You can keep it simple, just with a white tank on top. You can mix and match, keep it simple on the top, more elaborate on the bottom. I mean, the options are endless. So what you'll need for this tutorial is an old pair of jeans. I got these thrifted for a couple of dollars. You're going to need, of course, some scissors, tweezers, appliqués. These are lace appliqués, and these are available on my site for sale. You'll also need some other embellishments, like some crystal appliqués, rhinestones. These are very sparkly and nice, and these are also available on my site. Some E6000 glue, webbing. This is called Wonder Web. You can also get heat and bond. They usually sell it at Walmart, Joann's, Michael's, any other craft store. And basically the purpose of the webbing is, it's like, think about it like a glue sheet. So this goes between your lace and your jean fabric, and all you have to do is iron it on so that it sticks. You don't have to worry about the glue. But if you're not able to access some webbing or heat and bond, that is okay. You can just glue it with your E6000, but it is a bit messier, so I would prefer to stay away from it. First thing that I'm going to do is make several cuts along the jeans. Now, this is where I'm going to distress the actual jean. You would just place several cuts where you know you want the jeans to be ripped, and that is the first part of our distressing. So for me, I know I'm gonna want it on my upper thigh somewhere. I'm gonna want one towards the knee, and you know, little small tiny cuts in other places, because everywhere I cut is going to fray and be that ripped effect. So don't cut through both layers. I'm just lifting up the top layer, and I'm just gonna place a cut right there, just like that, and I'm gonna cut across like so, and make them in various sizes. Don't all make them uniform. You know, you want it to look distressed naturally. You don't want it to look so intentional. And then I'm making these tiny little cuts like that. Now I'm going to flip them over, and I'm going to do the back side. I want the little cuts on the pockets. I like how that looks. I'm just going to do it a little conservative in the back. I don't really want much in the back, but if you do, you can. So this is your butt area. You can cut under here if you want the little area hanging down behind the cheeks. Now what I'm going to do, after I make all of my desired cuts, I am going to pull out the threads. And when you pull in the threads, you can just, people suggest that you pull on the blue ones, but the blue ones are kind of hard to access. So I'm just pulling on the white ones. And as I pull on the white ones, they're coming out, but they're also fraying the edge. This is similar to what you should have after you do all of your pulling out with the tweezers, this is what it's going to look like. And you see we already have this little ruffling effect going on, the strings hanging out. So this is what it's gonna look like before you put it in the wash. So the next step is to put it in the washing machine. I usually wash my other distressed jeans along with it at the same time, so I'm not running it in the wash by itself, but that's completely up to you. We're gonna put it in the washing machine. Then we are going to tumble dry, and then we're going to come back for the placement of our embellishments. That's the fun part. All right, so now I have my jeans. They've been distressed and they've also been washed. Of course, we did the distress and wash, and this is what I'm left with. It looks really, really good. Look at that. It came out perfect. So the next step is going to be to add our embellishments. So what we're gonna do is figure out our placement. So we gotta see where we want our appliques to go so that we can pre-place them and then adhere them to our jeans. So for me, I'm thinking I like, let's see, right here on the pocket, and then like this, that'll be cute. Something like that. And then for the sequin appliques, I don't want to do too much. I kind of want it to be a nice design, but I don't want it to be uniform. So here's the design that I came up with. I placed the 2 rhinestones at the top, and then one here, and then one here. I do have more that I might put on the back, but I don't want it to look too busy now because this already has rips in it. So I'm just gonna keep it simple like this. Maybe I'll do something like that. Okay, so the next step, we are going to get our fusible webbing. And also get the heat and bond from your craft store, or even Walmart has it, but in smaller quantities, which is fine. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use my webbing, my Wonder Bond, my heat and bond for my appliques, and then I'm going to use my E6000 for the rhinestone appliques. All right, so I have my webbing. What I'm gonna do is take my applique, place it on my webbing, and then I'm going to just cut around the applique to where the webbing fits. Okay. And you actually might want to cut this a little more precise because you don't want too much overhang. So I'm just taking my time. So now what I'm going to do is take my pressing cloth right here. I just use muslin, your regular unbleached muslin, because it's made of 100% cotton, which can take a lot of heat. And we don't want to scorch any of our fabric or our materials. I'm going to take our iron and iron over this at high heat and I have steam in here, so you do want that steam. And I have your regular iron from Walmart, Black & Decker. Let's get a good heat on there. So I'm doing this for about 45 seconds. And then I'm just checking it to see if my glue has melted on the heat and bond, which it looks like it has. So I'm just gonna go ahead on, remove the iron, and look at that. It is like magic. And you can check, make sure it's on there. See? It's on there. Now I do have this little piece sticking out. I'm just gonna go ahead on and cut a piece of webbing and then just stick that back down. There's that little tail end. And would you look at that? Perfect. What's on there? Okay. So now we're gonna go to the other side and do the other leg. Voila. Okay. So the last step that we're going to do is glue our appliques. Look at those. We're going to glue our appliques on. All right, so the last thing that we're going to do is glue our appliques down in their designated spots. So I have my E6000, and I usually get like a toothpick, or this is a bamboo skewer. You can get either one of them, whatever you find easier. And I'm going to show you how I apply. I like the E6000 with the applicator too, because it's easier to direct where the glue goes. So my applique is going to go like this. I'm going to glue a little bit at a time, because you don't want to put glue on the whole thing and then it dry out before you actually stick it down. So I'm going to, and don't put too much on there. You just want to put enough and then spread it out, because you don't want it to glob up when you press the glue down, because then it's gonna, all the glue will run over the edge. So I'm just doing this first little part here. I'm just spreading the glue out over the back of the applique, because I'm gonna glue this part now first. And you gotta move fast, because we don't want the glue to start to dry. And we have to do it all over again. Okay, so now I have the glue spread out over this first part here. So I'm going to take this and glue it down just like that. Okay, so this first part is glued down right here. See, this part is not glued. This part is glued. And now I'm going to take my glue and place it on the next part. It's like the next third of the applique. And actually, it's not that large, so I'm gonna move pretty fast. Spread this glue out over the back of the applique, and I'm gonna do it all in one go. So I'm spreading that out, making sure it's not lumpy. And now I'm placing it. Okay. See how easy that was? And I'm gonna let that dry. And now we're gonna do the other side. Exactly the same. And if you need to mark the area, you can also always use your chalk This is washable tailor's chop.